So before we dive into this topic, do me a favor, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. You already know who it is. It's your boy, Reggie. Man, we've got an interesting show for you guys. So as you all know, Deion Sanders is pretty much taking over the sport of college football, right? Now, we put out a video a few days ago on Chris Mad Dog Russo. Now, Mad Dog went on First Take and he had some comments about Deion Sanders and Colorado football ahead of their game this past weekend against Nebraska. Now, Mad Dog said that he was going to be rooting against Deion Sanders. Well, things didn't work out for Mad Dog this weekend because obviously Colorado is now 2-0. Now, somebody else was on the show, and his name was Paul Finebaum, right? Now, on First Take, he appeared to actually be defending Deion Sanders against Chris Mad Dog Russo, but we've got some shocking audio, ladies and gentlemen, that exposes this guy Paul to be really just a hater. Now, what I want to do is play you guys what he said on First Take, and then we're going to get into his comments after that.
Paul Finebaum joining us here now. Paul, good morning. Paul, I'm actually going to start with Chris Russo here, though, because he didn't get to react to the game yet. Doug, what do you think? What has Deion Sanders done for college football?
I'll tell you right now, I will root like crazy for Nebraska on Saturday afternoon. Oh, my God.
Didn't your kid go to Nebraska?
No.
Wisconsin.
Oh,
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
You're unbelievable.
Laugh,
You're
Paul. That
unbelievable.
was funny.
You're
Laugh,
unbelievable.
Laugh over there. Listen, he's a breath of fresh air. I thought it was a great hire when Colorado made the move. They were a disastrous program. His kid, it's a good story. He brings the other Travis Hunter in, plays both ways. He gets him to go from Florida State to Jackson State, and then he goes out to Boulder. They have USC at home, which will be interesting. That's later on. They have USC going to their place. But I'm a little Deion'd out already. So I know they play Nebraska this weekend. And we know that maybe our little pal will be there.
How are you Deion'd out when he backs it up, though?
Paul, you and I do a little kumbaya Saturday about 11 o'clock in the morning. Go Matt Rhule and go Cornhuskers. I want to see you on that wheels up, all bummed out, 31-14 Nebraska. I'm a little Deion'd out. He's done a heck of a job. I understand that. I'm a little Deion.
Why are you Deion down if he's done a heck of a job?
Deion'd out. Deion'd out.
Why you have Deion out if you're saying he's done a heck of a job?
Well, first off, TCU, this is not.
They don't have a defense. They can't stop a coach.
They
you know
stink.
That. They shrink in big
lost
moments. Paul pointed that out.
And not only that, they lost half their players from last year. The quarterback left and everything. So we could take it easy a little bit.
Okay.
Can we tone it down a little bit? Okay. You know me. I'll go against the grain. I'm down on the Jets right now. Too much attention.
Right.
I get down on Curry. Too much attention, as you know better than anybody. And Paul, don't shake your head, Finebaum. You know I'm right. I'm more into Florida State. I'm more into Alabama, Texas. I will root like crazy for Nebraska this weekend, just to calm everybody down. How's that?
Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, I mean, Stephen, I can't believe you're stuck with this guy every week. Seriously. Chris, accept that this is something new. I know that in your world, which was my grandfather's world, even though I'm older than you, things change. And what Deion is doing right now is where college football is at. He's revolutionizing the sport, but that's already going through all these different machinations, and you just have to accept it. You can't hate everything that's new and exciting. And what Deion really has done, and I think this is what upsets Chris Russo more than anything, is that he has taken over the sport in one game. Now, there was a 9-month lead-up, mind you, but in that one afternoon in Texas, he shut all the naysayers up, all those who said this was a terrible hire. He's a showman. What he's about to do is become the highest paid coach in the game. And when he leaves Colorado, at some point he will, he's going to be in demand. All the schools that snubbed their nose at him a couple of years ago and a couple of months ago will not anymore. And what's really the most important part is players want to play for him.
So you guys just heard what Paul had to say. Now, this audio that I'm about to play for you guys absolutely shocked me.
Fans yelling, screaming. But right now, if Deion Sanders, if he wanted to, which he does, because you hit on it there, portal is a coach's best friend. If Deion wants to, he can take over college football. And it's that simple. If he wants to, and just pick and choose and say, player X at this school, why don't you come on in? I got you. Who's going to tell him no?
You're right. I mean, Matt, we're still, no matter what we talk about, we're going to end on Deion. And there are very few phenomenons in any platform. We see it occasionally in the entertainment world. We see it in politics. We see it in the arts. But in college football, the idea of someone coming in and being the only topic of conversation. I mean, I had a really I had a squeeze the other day. I had something to do for ESPN at 10:30. I was on with First Take, and I had an eye appointment at 8:30, and I get, you get in, they dilate your eyes, and at 9 o'clock the doctor walks in and he goes, "Hey man, what about this thing with Deion Sanders?" And I said, "How about just checking my eye and getting me out of here, okay? I don't want to talk to you about Deion Sanders, because it doesn't matter who you are, where you are. That's the conversation, and that's scary if you're Billy Napier, even if you're Nick Saban, because he may come and get your player if he wants to."
So you guys just heard what Paul had to say. Well, what are my thoughts, man? This is absolute hating to me. I don't think there's any other way you could slice it. Paul, you were just on First Take pretty much defending Deion, and now less than a week later, you're already Deion'd out with your guy, Chris Mad Dog Russo. This is unbelievable, man. What I find interesting, ladies and gentlemen, is when Nick Saban, Kirby Smart, Dabo Swinney, when they were dominating the sport of college football, getting all of the best recruits in the country, nobody hated, right? We let these guys do their thing. We weren't Nick Saban'd out, right? But Deion Sanders is 2 weeks into his coaching career and people are already Deion Sanders out. I mean, this is crazy to me. So what I want from you guys is to come into the comment section down below and let me know your thoughts on this whole situation. Me personally, I can't believe it, man. I really can't believe what this guy Paul just said. But that's pretty much all I got on this topic. I will catch you guys on the next one. This was another installment of The Locker Room. Peace.